And to the glory of God, I am the Chairman, House Committee on Health Institutions. I welcome you all, our invited guests, my esteemed colleagues, to this public hearing. The House of Representatives Committee on Health Institutions is one of the standing committees of the House of Representatives and is saddled with the oversight of teaching hospitals, federal medical centers, and specialist hospitals owned by the federal government of Nigeria. You can also call them the tertiary health institutions of the federal government. As most of you are aware, the public hearing definitely metamorphosed into a law, given what I saw about this place. To leave a facility like that to remain in the hands of state government, there is no state government that can effectively manage that. If you leave it in the hands of state government, it will continue to remain underutilized, and that will not be in the interest of anybody. So the best thing is what I'm going to do, which is after this public hearing, after it now passes through the next reading and the whatever, I will just urge the federal government to appoint a medical director for that institution. That is what is going to happen. It's already a federal medical center. It's better than most of those we have seen. People of Ideato North, Ideato South Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from the heartland, Eastern Heartland. Mr. Speaker, I rise this morning to seek the leave of this honorable House to enable me make presentation of about 6 number of bills, the recommendations made by my committee after consideration of the bills that were referred to us for legislative action. Mr. Speaker, with your kind permission, I proceed as follows. The first one is that the House do receive the report of the Committee on Health Institutions on a bill for an act to establish the Federal Medical Center, hung in Adamawa State, and for other related matters. The second one, that the House do receive the report of the Committee of Health Institutions on a bill for an act to establish Federal Medical Center, MUBI, in Adamawa State, and for other related matters. That the House also do receive the report of the Committee of Health Institutions on a bill for an act to provide the legal framework to establish the Federal Medical Center, Mbaku, in Anambra State. Also, that the House do receive the report of the Committee of Health Institutions on a bill for an act to establish the National Agency for Sickle Cell Diseases and other heritable blood disorder prevention and treatment for the treatment, prevention, control, management, and research on sickle cell diseases and other heritable blood disorders in Nigeria, and for other related matters. Then for the House to also receive the report of the Committee on Health Institutions on a bill for an act to establish the Federal Medical Center, Biliri, in Gombe State, and for other related matters. Also, for the House to receive the report of the Committee on Health Institutions on a bill for an act to provide the legal framework to establish the Federal Medical Center, Iboho, in Oyo State, and for other related matters. Mr. Speaker, I so submit.
Immediately I was sworn in, the Speaker looked at my credentials and appointed me Chairman, House Committee on Health Institutions. But my opponent, or my predecessor, who was contesting with me, was telling people during the electioneering campaign, asking them to vote for him to come for the second term. That time, because it was only if he became a ranking member that he could be made a committee chairman. But I came here, I'm not a committee, I'm not a ranking member, but I'm chairman of one of the most viable standing committees of the House of Representatives. And I have been piloting the affairs of this committee very, very excellently to the glory of God and to the admiration of my members. So many of them can attest to that. So that is the thing. I want to tell the people of Ideato Federal Constituency that I would never give them reason to regret sending me to the National Assembly. I am here to represent them. I'm here to give them robust representation. I'm here to give them qualitative representation. I'm here to change the narrative which I've continued to change.